What's up, guys? I don't know how to approach making this video, really. It's kind of a weird position for me to be in, so I'm just going to wing it. And I'm not wearing anything Seahawk today to kind of symbolize, like my Seahawks shirt didn't show up to the video today, and likewise, I don't know if I want this team to show up to the game tomorrow. It's just one of those situations where I don't think it's in our best interest to go out there and give everything we have, and I don't think it's in our best interest to win this game. I've been thinking about it the last week ever since the Rams loss. And, that game just made me angry because we played badly and, some bad luck happened in that game that really aggravated me. But I got to thinking about it, and it occurred to me with the way things are breaking, the loss might actually end up being a good thing because if you look at who we'd have to play as the 5 seed versus the 6 seed and the way things are going to break in the North, um, it really might not be such a bad thing to have dropped down to the 6th spot. And with that being said, I kind of feel like if you look at it, Washington, they're not a great team. They're locked into the 4 seed, but they play great at home. They have a good passing attack. Kirk Cousins has really developed into a good quarterback. Um, they can run the ball pretty well. They got a couple good running backs. Their defense is not great, but it's not too bad either. They're a legitimately good team right now the way they're playing. And to me, I look at them and I go, that's a team that a lot of people, especially Seahawks fans, will chalk up as a free win if we go in there. And I don't think that's the case right now. I see that being a tough game. And you got to go play on FedEx Field, which is one of the worst fields in all of football. Somebody slips, tears their ACL. I mean, that's what happened to us a few years ago in 2012. We won that playoff game, but Chris Clemens tore his ACL, and that was the only pass rusher we had that year. So, the next week we have no pass rush against Atlanta, and we drop the game. So, I most of this season, I've been thinking to myself, yeah, we're going to take on Washington in the wild card round, and I'm ready for that. But the way things are breaking, they look like they're playing their best football at the end of the season. But then I look over at what's going on in the NFC North. You've got Minnesota, who we've already thumped, and obviously the team that we would play in the wild card round would be a lot better than the team we played back in week 12 or 13 or whatever the heck it was. But I still maintain that their offense, which is the unit that did nothing in that game, they put up a goose egg offensively in that game. They're not going to be any different from the team that they had a few weeks ago. And if we go into that game, I fully expect the defense to play that way again and handle their business. So you have that, and then you have Green Bay, who, I mean, week 2 we played them. Green Bay was playing their best football. We were playing not so good football. That game was competitive. And we had a lead in the 4th quarter, and if we had done a couple things a little better, we could have come out with that game. We lost 27-17. And now we've got this Green Bay team that looks like they might have given up on the season. I mean, the way they just no-showed that Arizona game was, and I know Arizona is really good, but the way they just did not show up to that game at all it was an embarrassment. And to me, that's the sign of a team that, they don't have it on the offensive line right now. They don't have it on the defensive side of the football. Their receivers not playing well. Aaron Rodgers has looked as bad as he's looked since 2009. I mean, it's a real mess with those guys right now. And if we end up needing to go into Lambeau Field, I'm not afraid of that game. The Lions have beat the Packers in Lambeau this year, and so have the Bears. So they're not invincible at home. You can't even say they're better at home this year. I mean, I don't think their home record is that much worse than their road record this year. So that's, I think, what you want if you're the Seahawks, and I think that means you want the 6th seed. So I'm almost going into this game thinking, Arizona just, handle the game because Arizona might still have something to play for depending on what Carolina does. Take care of your business. We're not going to show you anything. We're not going to put anything extreme out there on the line. You're just take care of your business. We'll take the L. We'll go to 9-7. will launch into the 6th seed, and you know that makes sure that also guarantees you get Carolina in the second round, and I'd rather play Carolina than Arizona in the second round. So all around, I kind of just want this team to go, obviously take the field, maybe play well, but I don't want to risk nothing either, because you look at this team right now, we have real problems, and it could become a real thing if we put a bunch of guys out there this weekend. You've got Marshawn Lynch still out, Luke Wilson out with a concussion, J.R. Sweezy out with the concussion, which came out of nowhere. Russell Okung tried to practice earlier this week, but he's not going to play this week. Michael Bennett can play, but he's not 100%. Cliff Averill can play, but he's not 100%. Jordan Hill is just about back, but he's not 100% back. Cam Chancellor finally practicing. He could play, but I don't want to mess around with these guys. These guys, if we want to do anything in the playoffs this year, we need these guys. And, I'd love to, be able to cross my fingers and, go out there, give it your all, and if it doesn't happen, we'll just gear up for next week, the 6th seed anyway. But I don't want these guys to get hurt again. I mean, we worked so hard to get ourselves in a position where we might be somewhat healthy going into the playoffs, and this last game really could jeopardize that. We're going to be missing 2 of our veteran offensive linemen, probably going to be missing a couple defensive players, going to be down our starting tight end, going to be down to, Christine Michael in the backfield. That's a recipe to get guys like Russell Wilson in some serious danger. And I don't need to be messing around with that right now. I already got a small scare last week when he got, hit a little funny by the Rams defender. Can't remember his name. But we don't need to be messing around with the healthy guys that we do have. And, this isn't me making a preemptive excuse for the loss, because Arizona, they got a ton of problems of their own. Michael Floyd playing through injuries, Dwight Freeney playing through injuries, Rashad Johnson, Frosty Rucker, Larry Fitzgerald. This is mostly minor stuff, mostly stuff that they're going to play through, but they have their own problems. So this isn't me making a preemptive excuse for the loss tomorrow or anything like that. This is just me saying we already have enough injury worries going into the playoffs without, throwing the dice with this last game in Arizona against a hard-hitting, tough defense. And, on top of all that, the game might not even matter. You can win, and if Minnesota wins, you're the 6th seed anyway, and you're playing Minnesota anyway. So, to me, I say, my problem with everything I just said is that I know how seriously this team takes competing every week. I know how much it means to this team that we never get blown out, that we are always competitive in every game we have played the last 4 years. I know how important that is to the players and to the coaches, but this is the one time that I really feel like, I'm not saying go out there and lay down, but I'm saying don't take any chances with anybody who's a little dinged up. Be very careful with all your key players. Put out some backups. If the game gets away from you, so be it. And get ready for the playoffs. So, weird position to be in, I know, but that's how I'm looking at things right now. You got to be pragmatic, and right now, to me, it's pragmatic to settle into the 6th seed, not take this last game too seriously, because it probably won't matter for much of anything. And yeah, that's what I got. So I'm not going to say I'm rooting for the team to lose, but I am rooting for the team to not put anybody in danger in a game that doesn't mean a ton. So yeah, that's what I got. No jersey, no passion, no kind of a weak video, but I got to make something just so I can put something out there before the game starts. So see you guys tomorrow. Even though I don't really care what happens in this game, I'll make my post-game video. And I don't know if you can hear that. I got some new pets back there. I got to go check on them. So see you guys later. I'm out.